Hello, everybody. Without further ado, welcome to today's newest video. I gotta confess, as I was looking over my notebook, which is where I keep my notes for, talking points for videos and what to say, I thought I had already talked about the second part of Act 4. But apparently, after further review, I've come to realize that that is something I have yet to get to. I thought I had gone through it because in my notes I had noted that I had already done Act 4 Part 2. But apparently that was Act 4, Part 1 of 2. So I think that I just misquoted or I miswrote, which means that I owe you guys the second half of Act 4. I know it's kind of weird because it's coming at a later time given that you've already turned in Act 4 questions and notes. But you know what? I think there's still something to be gained from this in the whole grand scheme of things. And it should be relatively short because there wasn't a whole lot to say. I don't expect to take more than 5 minutes here. So thank you so much for tuning in. And let's go ahead and get to it before we run out of time. So to recap, all right, the first half of Act 4, what happens is this. Theseus, Hippolyta, and Aegeus come across the 4 sleeping lovers and wake them. The lovers explain that they are no longer fighting, and they actually now no longer fighting about their love, a.k.a. Demetrius isn't going after Hermia anymore, Lysander is no longer mad at Demetrius is actually now in love with Helena. It's a whole mix of things, all right? Everyone is who they should be with, right? Theseus is pleased with all of this and actually overrules Aegeus' request to punish Hermia. And instead, he does pretty much a 180 and he invites the lovers to be married alongside him and enjoy the festivities of their wedding. Theseus, Hippolyta, and Aegeus then exit the scene, leaving the lovers alone, which brings us to now in my explanation for this video. Okay, very quick, short and to the point. Basically, once these 3 folks leave, it is just the 4 lovers in the form of Demetrius, Lysander, Hermia, and Helena, all right? The lovers begin conversing among themselves. They are in a daze, and they cannot, for the life of them, understand what just happened. They basically just chalk up all this confusion to feeling like they're in a dream. And so then they go ahead and head for Athens. Hence, kind of the title, right? A Midsummer Night's Dream. They feel as if though this motif that we keep seeing over and over, is something that is affecting their psyche, aka the way they think, and they just cannot make sense of it other than it's just one big wild dream. Once the lovers leave, Bottom wakes up. How fitting, right? He wakes up in a frenzy thinking him and his cronies are still getting ready to perform. He thinks it was all a dream and then proceeds to become the ridiculous man we've all come to know and love. Right, so he's kind of in the same boat. He can't believe anything that has gone on. He doesn't think it's a reality, but rather a figment of his imagination. He starts talking about how this is going to be the greatest thing that's ever happened, how he has so much to say now to his friends and to create a story that he's going to call it Bottom's Dream. He basically just talks like a complete fool and just talks about how this is something that's, absolutely insane. All right, we then move on to Act 4, Scene 2, which is really short. And what goes on there is we return to the players who are the craftsmen. They're getting ready to perform the play, right? They're worried because they can't find Bottom and feel he is the only person that can play Pyramus in the play. They hold him with such high regard, and they just feel so at loss without him around, and they feel that they really need him to be able to kind of put this stuff into fruition. The craftsmen talk about all the great things about Bottom, and then, and this is the best part, right at the nick of time, Bottom returns. He says he's been through something unbelievable. He gives ridiculous advice about getting ready for the play and gets the players going to perform their play. So basically, he jumps back into the scene, right? No need to fear. Nick Bottom is here. He's kind of come to save the day. He starts talking about, do not eat garlic or onion. It'll make your breath smell bad. Make sure that everything's all set. If you're playing the lion, don't trim your nails. You want to look like you have claws. Says all this, gobbledygook and a bunch of crazy stuff. But, at the end of the day, he's just one of those characters, and we see him finally coming back into the scene as said character. All right, folks, I told you this video would not take longer than 5 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and say these last 30 seconds to say that thank you for joining me today and watching this. Apologies for not doing this sooner. As always, if you need anything, you are always free to email me. I have no problem setting something up with you so that if you have any questions, especially now that we're at the end of our play on Act 5, I can explain those to you, all right? Expect a video where I talk about all of Act 5 this Thursday, and don't forget to work on your work, everybody. And as always, take care, be well, and keep on keeping on, folks, all right? Hope to see you soon. Have a good rest of your day.